Hey everybody! Welcome back to Northernlion Plays the Binding of Isaac. We're gonna random as usual. Oh, is this seriously our second Blue Baby run in a row? I believe it is. On the last run, if I remember correctly, we ended up playing as Blue Baby. We ran into some problems, and then a fairly... Ooh, that was convenient, but also effectively doesn't really give me that much health anyway. But anyway, we ran into some problems, and then a daring decision to take the Forget-Me-Now in lieu of a Book of Belial, actually forcing me to give up the Book of Belial, which I hold so dear. Ended up paying out with Epic Fetus, essentially, on the next floor, and then we kind of cruised to victory. I think I was playing as Blue Baby that time, not 100% sure. Well, you know, we do have a slight positive here relative to the last run already, because we've got Mr. Boom instead of the Poop, which is actually an adequate spacebar item. At the very least, it's a spacebar item that I can use and is not, like, of dubious quality. That was the problem with the last run. It was just, like, bad spacebar item after bad spacebar item until we got Book of Belial. And then it was just, you know... Anyway... obviously, the recollection of the last run is a little fuzzy. I am not going to open up that chest just because I need another key first in order to ensure that I can also get to the second item room on this floor. But we're going to try to have a repeat of the last episode. Hopefully, though, not a repeat with the actual item choices, because I understand people get a little perturbed when I take Epic Fetus. In that case, it was basically life or death, though. If I didn't take it, I would have lost for sure in, like, 99% certainty. So I was happy to take it there, but hopefully we actually get some items that allow me to have kind of a fun, or a more fun run than the run I had last time, and perhaps even a little bit more of a harrowing run than the run I had last time, because obviously, you know, when you start with an item, or when you end up getting an item that's so powerful, it does take a little bit of the skill out of it, a little bit of the tension, but by the same token, it also, you know, it felt like a nice reward for some good strategic play. But anyway, we're going to try to hope for a more kind of standard and also interesting Isaac run this time. And I'm noticing, you know, obviously we're on the Basement XL. That's a harder floor. But good fucking God, this is a big one, too. Like, we may end up encountering, like, another 6 dead ends. Depends how much stuff is going on down here. I mean, there is good news here. There's also bad news, though. The good news is, of course, we have many more rooms to draw consumables from. So hopefully we'll be able to gain some momentum, get a lot of keys, get a lot of money, maybe even be able to go to the shop. The downside is that, well, apart from having to use keys to access the first item room, which is always annoying and possibly stifles you a little bit, although Blue Baby, as Blue Baby, I started with one, or got one very quickly, it's going to be very difficult for us to find the secret room as well. It's already a crapshoot on the first floor, but even more difficult in this situation. So we are fighting Larry Jr., and I'm tempted, of course, to use Mr. Boom, but I think I'm going to save Mr. Boom for the second boss fight in the hopes that we actually end up fighting something like Duke of Flies. My worry about using it on Larry Jr. is that, A, Larry Jr. not altogether that difficult, although I do have kind of a very shitty track record of taking damage against him recently. Oh, no! Okay, I'm alive. Oh, and still managed to juke him out there. That was kind of surprising. Please tell me I can still get away. And I want to break up. Yeah, there we go. So now it should be a little bit easier to get out of this safely. But yeah, Larry Jr. fairly easy to hit, reasonably easy to avoid. The only exception of him being easy to hit is that he's a little bit harder to hit with a bomb because he moves so quickly. So I'm hoping that we encounter a more predictable boss from our second half of the floor, at which point I will be able to use the Mr. Boom effectively and probably kill it straight away. So we picked up a range upgrade, which is not really very good at all for us right away. Now, please don't jump. There we go. So we did like 40% of this champion Monstro's damage without actually having to put ourselves too much in harm's way. Problem is, this is a strong version of Monstro. I don't think it does twice as much damage, but it seems to have a decent amount of health relative to your standard Monstro at this point. I don't know what it is. Like, I'm not sure if there's a pattern with the colors of the monsters. I think for some of them there are. Like, Blue Famine is the perfect example. Blue Famine always has a specific kind of set of parameters and moves that it adheres to that are different from the normal. Now, there are 4 pills here. I am going to try to get like a Balls of Steel because we did earn a deal with the devil. That's nothing. Please be good. Tears Up. I lost my eyes for a second there. So Tears Up, at least we've got an un-item room equivalent from this. And then Health Up. That's awesome. And Balls of Steel. That was more or less an ideal coin purse. Now, I am very, very tempted to give up 3 Spirit Hearts for Common Cold because I like Common Cold. But at this point, It's like half of my health, and I just don't think it would be worth it. I don't think it gives me adequate compensation. Anything else, you know, the mark is obviously, or, sorry, the pact is obviously the no-brainer there. But of course, Mom's Knife also, Brimstone possibly, and Spirit of the Night or Lord of the Pit would have been doable. But in this situation, I think I just kind of have to roll with the vanilla run so far. And the other, I guess, added benefit, although it is potentially like a double-edged sword, is that we have opened up the qualification for angel rooms now that I have not taken an item from that item room. That's one of the things Bitsnap actually taught me in the mirror match that we did. The only way you qualify, or one of the only ways at the very least you can qualify for deals with the angel, is by going into a deal with the devil and being like, you know what, Satan, not today. That is Mulligan, which is actually an awesome item, especially if I can combine that with like a technology or just exceptional rate of fire. We'll see how that works out for us, though. So far, like, so decent on this floor. Certainly, I think I'm going to be leaving this floor with some distinct advantages, which is more than I can say for some of the runs that I've had recently, and even some of the runs recently that I've had where I still managed to kind of come out ahead. But I am going to hope, of course, that we are able to continue to press our luck here and eventually get some stuff that makes it even easier to succeed, or even more grandiose. Even more fun, I guess. The grandiose is not a slang word for fun, but in any case, I'm just going to continue moving forward and pretend that I know how to speak the English language. You know what? Mr. Boom recharges every 2 rooms. If I'm not going to use it for combat, I should at least use it to get some money. This might actually be able to allow us to go to the shop. I don't know how many floors, or how many rooms are going to be left over the course of this floor, but there might be enough for me to be able to get at least 7 cents to a certain... well, okay. I'm not even going to roll with the Anarchist Cookbook just because I worry that I would accidentally leave Mr. Boom. Not that that would be a major concern, but, yeah, we can pick up another 2 cents there. That'll take me at least to 7. Maybe I can find the secret room. I don't know. We might be able to snag something from the shop here. I would love to be able to pick up a better spacebar item. Oh, come on. That was the greatest brownie in motion of all time. I think I could put a bomb here, and I might be able to get the money as well as find the secret room. That's exactly how that went down. That's very surprising to me. And incredibly lucky, and that is more than enough money to go to the next floor. So why don't we just examine this entire remaining side of the map, and then we'll be able to go to the shop before we go down to the next floor, check and... Oh my god, there's another nickel there. Check and see what we've got, and I really should have been paying more attention to Mr. Boom because I could have used it much earlier to get maybe a little bit more money on this floor, but instead I was kind of tunnel visioning on... you know, just finishing the actual run itself. I'm gonna drop the Mr. Boom here just in case this is the second secret room. That would be a seriously unexpected degree of luck if that ended up working out, but it looks like we're gonna be leaving the first floor with 5.5 Spirit Hearts, which is very good. The Mulligan, which is very good as well. Tears upgrade, and I guess Balls of Steel doesn't really count because it's transient, but Tears upgrade, and... what else? Whatever we get from the shop. And Mr. Boom, which is an upgrade over the poop. So it wasn't really a game-winning floor, necessarily. I'll totally buy that. It wasn't necessarily a game-winning floor, but it did provide me with some advantages that I did not start with. So, good base for building a Blue Baby run. Now we'll look for a rate of fire upgrade or something like a technology, ideally, so I can get the maximum benefit out of the Mulligan. And we'll continue going to shops, because if we manage to pick up a blue candle or a book that is better value than Mr. Boom, that would be awesome for us. As for right now, though, I'm actually like totally okay with rolling with Mr. Boom, because it'll allow me to save a number of bombs over the course of this run. So we now have map and compass. That's the other thing I didn't mention. The last floor did manage to give us a map, which is actually pretty excellent as we come towards the end of the game. Not that we're even close to the end of the game at all at this point, but it does set me up to be able to finish and basically speed run those Womb Cathedral and chest floors, which are the most difficult ones. Now, there is a library here, and the item room is down here as well. So, oh, that was bad damage to take. Obviously, I'm going to come down this way. The curse room is kind of a tricky beast. I'm very tempted, but I don't necessarily want to throw away 1/5 of my total health in order to make it happen. But we'll check and see what we've got in our library. Please, flies, protect me from your brethren who are angrier than you. Okay, and another bomb. That's good. And the D6. Okay, this is actually awesome. And now we're basically like Isaac combined with Blue Baby. We're going to open up the library, and that's just because... why would we reroll Mr. Boom when we can get a greater benefit out of... Okay, well, we should actually For now, we can use Book of Shadows, and for half a Spirit Heart, we can go into the Curse Room. But why would we reroll Mr. Boom when we could actually get double rerolls on the library? Well, I guess the caveat there is the double rerolls on the library. Ooh, Guppy's Tail and 2 pills. The rerolls on the library exclusively give me books for now, and actually, I don't want books. We'll take the Tears upgrade. I don't want books right now because the issue there is I don't want to get rid of the D6. So although I do want to reroll them and eventually tap them out, it might be a better idea to actually reroll Mr. Boom right away, just because this will actually give us an item that's different in the rotation. And it's a book, so fuck me, basically. So we're going to have a lot of reroll targets, shall we say. Obviously, at this point, I mean, I still kind of want to reroll the item room, and we'll reroll libraries after I get like a Nun's Habit or something if possible. But I also want to reroll a potential deal with the devil, and I certainly might want to reroll the boss room depending on what we get in there. But we'll see. We got to take it one step at a time here, basically. And that is a golden chest. So the problem, of course, with Guppy's Paw is that we have put ourselves in a situation where at this point, we are going to be getting basically exclusively or quite frequently golden chests, which can be a little bit counterintuitive when you don't have very many keys, but hopefully we'll be able to get a skeleton key or something like that. That judgment is extremely tempting. You may be noticing, this is a little weird, I don't have any testicles. No, that was a weird tangent for me to go on. No, I don't have any secret room located on my map, so I'm wondering if there's even like a secret room located on this level at all. Like maybe we've managed to draft up or get unlucky enough to get one of those floor layouts that just unfortunately does not come with one of the key, seemingly mandatory elements that other floors do actually have to stick to. So I believe Gertie cannot hit you when you are actually behind it. I just wanted to do this to kind of make sure that all of the flies were taken care of, but I believe that Gertie will pretty much exclusively spawn flies if you stand behind it. Otherwise, you know, doesn't know what to do with itself. So we are still at 4 Spirit Hearts. This is, you know, obviously another priority that I would be loathsome, or I would loathe to not mention. Ooh, this bad dodging. If I don't manage to pick up some way to replenish my Spirit Hearts, all of the reasonably decent upgrades that we get are basically meaningless because we will just die under the pressure of the rest of the game. Now, what's in the deal with the Angel? It's the Miter. We'll take it. Then the HP upgrade is effectively 1 Spirit Heart, so I'm just going to take that as well. And, oh my, where did that come from? That's awesome. Did I actually miss that on the last, when I was in here? If so, that's really dumb of me. What we will do now is... Do you see what I see? Like, what is located in that curse room? It looks like it's a pill, but I don't know. We're going to reroll the item room again, and I know that people are going to be like, not happy about this because there are double reroll targets in here, but books are always active effects, and as much as I want to tap out the books, I also want to get some passive benefits if possible. Mr. Mega, that's alright. Now, why don't we do some investigative journalism now that we actually have increased bomb value here, increased bomb quantity, I should say. It's nothing to do with the strength of the bombs that I would now start looking for secret rooms, but I just want to see if maybe like it's just not located on the map for some reason. Okay, so I just think that there's not a secret room on this floor. So we didn't pick up the greatest upgrades of all time, but we made some things work for us there. Unfortunately, you know, do I want to spend 1 bomb and 1 cent for like a 4% chance that Judgment pays out? Admittedly, kind of, but I don't know if it's the best course of action right now. So, important here is to start planning how I am going to deal with this floor. And I think, you know, that's entirely based around rerolls and the prospect of re-rolling. So I'm gonna try to get to the boss room as soon as possible, because without keys, okay, that's awesome. Without keys, there's no other way for me to kind of get into a room that is re-roll capable. So I'll go to the boss room first, and hopefully I won't waste too many rooms of charge on the way. Looks like we'll probably end up wasting 1 room, but again, we don't really have that much in the way of other options, so I'm content to go with this. Now, I really do not think there can be much of an argument about whether it was better to go with Mr. Boom or the D6. The D6 is an item that, you know, oftentimes I end up taking that over something as good as like a Book of Belial or a Book of Revelations or even a Blue Candle in certain situations. I'm not going to open that golden chest yet. Golden chests are like my tertiary priority at this point. I need to get out of here, otherwise I'm going to find myself trapped really quickly. Luckily, some of the rocks have disappeared, which actually does make my life easier, believe it or not, because now... I can dodge a little bit more effectively and make my escape if I end up getting hemmed in a corner or something. So far so good. Obviously, we're going to get a cube of meat here. And this is actually kind of nice because it means that the reroll pressure is taken off me for a floor because there's nothing I can really do to get rid of that cube of meat. So we'll just take our orbital. Hopefully, we'll get a deal with the angel or devil afterwards. We did get a deal with the devil, and we'll be able to use a reroll there if necessary. But let's see what we've got in here. Book of Belial and the Quarter. I am going to reroll both of those. And I'll take Spirit of the Night. Now, this is worth noting, I'm making a judgment call here. I believe that the mark does not actually... Lucky me, I could have accidentally skipped a floor there. I believe that the mark does not actually cause you to gain 2 Spirit Hearts like the pack does. Someone told me that in a comment once, and I tested it, but I can't remember if I tested it in a situation that actually, like, took my health down to 0, because that might be a special case. You know, if you start in a situation. I'm just going to open this up, by the way. Because I want to make sure I'm using my D6 as effectively as possible. So, we've got 2... Oh, that's another health upgrade, so at least we got something out of that. But yeah, we'll have a D6 charge soon anyway. But what I was getting at is, maybe the mark does give you a Spirit Heart, or 2 Spirit Hearts after you pick it up, but if I was playing as something like Samson, and I accidentally took away all of my red health to pick up the mark and didn't get Spirit Hearts, I might have perhaps mistakenly thought that that doesn't actually work. But it's only because it's a very special case when you cause all your health to disappear. It effectively turns you into Blue Baby sometimes. That was the worst damage of all time. Hopefully, we find something useful in our secret room here. I've got to stop taking so much dumb damage. We really can't afford it. One of these days, I'm going to figure out how Dad's key works. I thought what it did is it doesn't serve as a key, but it opens up rooms you can't otherwise get to. So, for example, it would open up a boss trap room. Please give me the small rock here. 2 Spirit Hearts, still very valuable as well. But yeah, it would open up, for example, the boss trap room if you were otherwise unqualified to go to it, meaning you had some health or something. Or you had too much health, I should say. Or maybe, are you serious? Like, I'm not going to get any possibilities for rerolls here if we have so many rooms that don't have any enemies in them. I mean, we did still pick up Spirit of the Night on this floor, which is a pretty sizable get, but anyway. I totally forgot what I was talking about just a second ago, so we're going to ignore that. And it's a red chest. The red chest contains a troll bomb. Luckily, we're fast enough. And, you know, at this point, I'm thinking we might as well go up to this room and just finish it off. We're not going to get another reroll on this floor anyway, even if there is greed in the shop, and that would require us to get a key. And if I get a key, God knows I'm not going to fucking greed, or not going to the shop in any case, because I only have 0 cents. So we got no drops there, so unfortunately, we're going to have to basically leave this floor. And in hindsight, it might have been better to go to the item room instead, but I really thought this was going to be kind of a playground for the D6, and we'd get a lot of opportunities. Sadly, we didn't really, but by coming into this room, I did get 2 Spirit Hearts. I might as well take Necronomicon out of the rotation as well. I did get 2 Spirit Hearts, which is okay, and you know what? Legitimately, there is a case to be made for taking Book of Revelations instead of the D6 from this point onwards, but I'm going to stick with the D6 just on the hopes that it allows me to get a more kind of offensively powerful weapon. And also, I do recognize that on the last run, I did take Book of Revelations, so why don't we try to mix it up a little bit? I certainly don't think it's very likely that that decision is going to make a massive difference, but I could be wrong. And if I am, I'll be happy to admit it, or just whine about how people think I'm wrong in a later episode. That's a slot machine, which we're gonna play it, honestly. It's not necessarily the most prudent decision, but I'm doing this so I can hopefully get a key. Obviously, if this fails, we'll just blow it up afterwards anyway. And I could actually use this key on the item room. I get lucky here that there are Spirit Hearts like crazy coming out. That's mostly because of the miter, I guess. And that might end up being another kind of justification for not taking the Book of Revelations. We already have the miter, so we can get some Spirit Hearts. We got another Tears upgrade, which scales, or synergizes very nicely with Mulligan. But for now, we're still completely bereft of keys, but there is another Spirit Heart and a little bit of money on this floor. If only I could actually like get to an arcade and gamble a little bit more. I seem to be getting a decent amount of money over the course of this run. But being unable to actually take that to shops after the first couple of floors. I mean, let's be honest, probably 2 worthwhile shops is about the average for an Isaac run, so I really can't complain about already having map and compass, but it does feel like I'm being held back just by not having very many keys here, even though I have managed to make some other upgrades work decently well for me. 2 of spades, I believe doubles our keys. So we'll just use that and immediately go to the item room, where we'll pick up the bean and then reroll the fuck out of it. And then it's the bomb bag, and it's an item that, if we were maybe a little bit earlier on, I would probably be down with it, but because we're getting a little bit further into the game, I just noticed I was on Necropolis as well, not the depths, so it's a little frightening. As you can see, my damage is fairly low compared to where I would want it to be. Mulligan allows us to skirt around that issue a little bit and ignore our impending mortality, but it's still not where I need it to be. But yeah, that's a good segue into what I was talking about with Bomb Bag, because I really want to use my rerolls to hopefully pick up some high damage or really, really game-winning items. And unfortunately, the Bomb Bag is just not that. Now, allow me to take a sip of my coffee as I ruminate on that. Alright, that is way too strong. I don't know what this is funny. I hope anyway. You always be wary if someone prefaces their story with "this is funny," because you don't manage my expectations, fucker. I've been alive on this earth for long enough to know if what comes out of your mouth is titillating and amusing. We've already been to the secret room, so we don't get much value out of that. But I was playing Grand Theft Auto 5 yesterday, and then the dude, like, I bought a soda, because in those games I'm always like, oh, what, I can buy a soda? Whoa, this is so much, there's immersion in this, it's crazy. Obviously, little Chad is like the worst item we could possibly get here on a Blue Baby run. But he bought the soda, and then he drank it, and he's like, whoa, this shit's strong! And I'm like, what, dude, who in the history of mankind has ever said, like, that is oh man, that's a strong-ass root beer. That is some dank-ass cream soda, man. I could only have 1 or 2 of those before I'd be out for the night. I don't know what that voice is, and I apologize for it, but, a weird mishmash of my understanding of American pop culture from watching movies. Basically, I was like, what is wrong with this guy? But then I felt like that when I had this coffee. I was like, well, you know, it's not like a fucking tequila shot or, you know, a glass of scotch or something, or moonshine. You just drink it. Ooh, this coffee tastes a little bit different than normal. You don't have to make it so self-aggrandizing. Like, oh, check out this hard-ass drink I'm drinking. We have a lot of keys now. And this, well, you know, 3 is maybe the bare minimum that you could consider to be a lot. But, what I'm thinking here is we'll reroll the item room. We will definitely be able to get another D6 charge. The question is where we use it. And, you know, we get an HP upgrade here. It's not great, but we'll take it because we're going to have too many other targets to reroll. I think we have to reroll the library. We've already invested in it. We've already taken a lot of the books out of the rotation, and we can start to get 2 real items every time we go to the library from this point onwards. But I am also going to, just to get 1 more room of charge and also potentially pick up some items, and we did end up getting a Spirit Heart there, which is pretty valuable. I am also going to go through this room, and I was hoping that we'd maybe snag some kind of attribute upgrade or something, but that's okay. The Spirit Heart is worth it, even if we do end up losing it, or the equivalent amounts, which we've already lost half of, but it gets easier from this point on, except we've got zombies at the end, which are annoying. But yeah, this is all to hopefully charge our D6 just a little bit faster, and then we'll go to the library. Maybe we'll be able to get a play or 2 out of that, and I guess I should probably save my first D6 charge for the deal with the devil potentiality after the boss fight, but that depends on whether or not that'll be shooting myself in the foot with respect to getting another D6 reroll. Anyway, you might not understand necessarily what I'm talking about. If I was listening to myself, I might not understand it either. We got a key back for that, which is actually nice. Let's see what we've got in here first, though. So it's 2 Books of Belial. So in a weird way, you know, I almost kind of wish that we had picked up Book of Belial earlier when it was in the Deal with the Devil room, even though it would have cost me 3 Spirit Hearts. I would have ensured that it didn't show up in the rotation there, thus saving me a D6 reroll, but it's not the end of the world. And really, this is the least ideal way to kind of scam the library in order to get as many rerolls and items out of the rotation as possible, because we are in a situation where we don't have Nun's Habit, Battery, or 9 Volt, so effectively, like, I'm really spreading my D6 resources quite thin. Now, there is no way, as far as I know anyway, that I could possibly get a second reroll out of this. So I do think we go boss first. It's going to be the pony. And now, this is a weird situation, because if I pick up the pony, I could then reroll it into something else, I believe. But do I want to do that, or do I want to continue this kind of quest for the library? I kind of feel like I've committed to that inadvertently. I didn't realize it would end up being a decision that would color the rest of my run so kind of permanently, but I feel like we should continue to go with it, and maybe eventually we'll end up getting a mom's knife out of a library and all will become clear. But for now, the game's done a very good job of keeping me on life support while I wait for any kind of, I guess, increased ability to get better rerolls from that library. But if this is the last library we come across, I'm not going to be happy. Have we gotten all of the books? Shadows has showed up. Revelations, Belial, Monster Manuel has showed up. Book of Sin has showed up. Telepathy for Dummies has showed up. Ah, we do get free items now, and immediately paid for itself. The Spelunker's Hat is not useful for us, really, because we already have the map. But obviously, Whore of Babylon is crazy good as Blue Baby. One of the best items in the game as Blue Baby, for sure. And you know what? Why don't we risk it a little bit, and we'll come in here. Now that we can fly, it's a little bit better. And we get a health upgrade, so it paid for itself. And Tears downgrade, which is a piss off, but we've already had like 3 or 4 Tears upgrades. So we'll go down to the next floor, and that library reroll was definitely awesome. I was really hoping that we would come across another library on this floor, because from this point on, every library is essentially, as long as I hold on to the D6, it's essentially 2 item rooms. So assuming we get at least 1 more over the course of the game, I think all of our efforts are justified. I mean, already just getting Whore of Babylon means all of our efforts are fairly justified. And I feel really good about this run, because this is one where, you know, in any Isaac run, you are still kind of subject to the whims of the RNG. There's no question about that. But I kind of made the RNG my bitch by way of the D6 here, and that has really improved my ability. We actually get Spider Bite from our secret room as well, which is one of the rarest and, I wouldn't necessarily say most underrated, but maybe it's underrated because it's rare, secret room items. This gives us a slowing effect on our shots, so we effectively have internalized a little Gish, and I'm very pleased with the way things are going so far. That should be clear from the tone of my voice, though. And hopefully we'll be able to continue to get stronger as time goes on. I definitely did not want to open up that golden chest, so I got very lucky to kind of skirt around it at the last possible second. And yeah, I feel very, very good about the way things are going now. Every Spirit Heart that we get and do not lose is of incredibly powerful value to us. And now, you know, items that we get are essentially, you know, the gravy to a certain extent. This is Peeper's Eye. I like it, but I don't like it enough. I don't want to use Teleport either. I'll come back and re-roll it later. But, yeah, I like Peeper's Eye, but I just didn't like it enough to go with it, if you know what I mean. Like, it's solid, I guess. But is it going to be the kind of game-changing item that I would want it to be in order to get my seal of approval for an entire item room? Unlikely. That's fine, though. It's not like it's a bad item by any stretch of the imagination. In my opinion, at least, I guess. That is an item that I guess it's a little debatable for. So, more pills and spiders. I wish I got a D6 charge from these spiders, but no. We get another health upgrade. We've been extremely lucky with pills so far. There you go. We got a luck up as well. I don't know how that affects our golden chest spawn rate, but we will check out our boss trap room because we can. This is one of the perks of Blue Baby. And when you're playing as Blue Baby, you really want to emphasize and take advantage of everything that the game gives you access to. Otherwise, you find yourself with a seriously uphill battle. As of right now, though, this is going quite nicely. I would love to increase our rate of fire. I would love to pick up a technology or a technology 2. This would make Mulligan crazy strong. I would love to get some more keys, but apart from that, we're sitting fairly pretty. I'm going to take the speed upgrade. And this was a situation that I struggled with momentarily. I should have taken damage there, in all honesty. But I did struggle with it momentarily, because the speed upgrade, it's boring, right? It's like, Mom, what are we having for dinner tonight? And she's like, roast beef. And you're like, oh, it's sustenance, but I'd rather have chicken fingers, right? Like, that's how a speed upgrade is to me. And as I've gotten older, it's worth noting, I've gained a damn fine appreciation for roast beef. You're sitting at home, roast beef's dry. You don't understand roast beef. As you get older, is a workman-like meal that you use to reward yourself and refuel the temple that is your body after a hard day's manual labor. It's delicious, and you hang out with your friends and family, and you talk like a family, like families used to do. And it's delicious, and also the vegetables underneath the roast in the baking pan, or roasting pan. Delicious. Anyway, this is neither relevant nor particularly interesting. But yeah, the speed upgrades also, kind of in their own way, give you, they save you taking damage later in the game. Because you're going to be fighting enemies that chase you down. War will chase you down. Lust will chase you down. You're going to encounter a lot of those if you go down to the chest, in all likelihood. I can't really justify taking the range upgrade since we already have one. But I'm okay with taking the speed upgrade. The other reason I took it is because I'm like, well, we have a lot of potential reroll targets as we get a little bit further along in the game here, so maybe I'll just simplify it and finish off one room so that I don't have to worry about re-rolling that. And, you know, you'd rather take an okay passive sometimes. I realize I'm saying this as someone who didn't take Peeper's Eye and re-rolled it and ended up getting an active item he didn't really like. But it's better to take an okay passive item sometimes than re-roll it, get an active, and then find yourself just actually taking nothing off the floor. But I am kind of trying to take items that more or less have game-changing properties. Not as like a challenge run or anything like that, but just because I feel like that's one of the better strategies to take when you're having a Blue Baby run in particular. Blue Baby feels less like a character that gets incrementally better. Like, you can have a run as Isaac or Kane or Maggie, for example, where, you know, you get like a few stats upgrades and they start to roll together, and you're like, yeah, okay, I think we can make something happen here. As Blue Baby, it's almost like binary. You have a run that can beat the chest, or you don't, and usually that's the result of one or two items shifting things. At this point, I will take the poison bombs. I'm not necessarily thrilled about it, but I'll take them. Sure, fine. We will be able to get at least one reroll before our boss. I quite clearly will not be going to the... Oh, there's a second secret room here. So I guess Spelunker's Hat actually did have a use that I didn't mention before. It will help us find second secret rooms, which could contain items of value, actually. But they could also just be a room full of red hearts, which is not very useful for me at all. We'll see. This is the room full of red hearts. That's not useful for me at all. What I was going to say is we're obviously not going to go to the shop because we don't have any keys. And, you know, the telling kind of metric for how successful this run is so far, how much damage we're doing and how powerful we are, is that I didn't even really notice that we're on Necropolis. I was just kind of taking it at face value, like, oh yeah, we're on one of these floors the later part of the game. You'll notice that if I'm having like a half-assed run, well, not half-assed, but like the items are just not good enough for me to really reliably succeed, then it's like, oh, I hope we don't get Necropolis. Necropolis is going to be super hard. But now I'm like, you know, this is certainly not as one as our last game by any stretch of the imagination. It's not even close. By the time we had Epic Fetus, it was probably like an 85% chance on paper that we would win. So right now, I'd say we're above 50-50 to win, but you know, we still have a few more things that would definitely improve my chances. Those probably go without saying. Anything that like grossly improves our damage, anything that gives us even better tier effects, or anything that allows me to get a lot more spirit hearts, I guess would be the ideals here. Or anything that allows me to even use the D6 more often. But we already have map, compass, pretty good damage, decent health, and a way to replenish it as Blue Baby, which is maybe the utmost key. Actually, damage is probably our #1 thing here. As you can see, there was not a particularly fast fight. And again, range doesn't matter to me that much. Pageant Boy is probably worse unless we come across a lot of judgments, though. But neither of them are going to make a huge difference as we go down to the next floor, in all likelihood. So, let's do it. Okay, so we have a very important thing to look at here, and that is that we have a library on our floor. And for just a little bit of backtracking, I'm not even going to play that, even though I know we got to luck up. It's a time issue. The fact that we have a library gives us, again, 2 potential item rooms here, and we're going to be able to be very choosy because we're going to be going to this item room right off the bat. So if we just run into this guy, Cube of Meat and Pretty Fly will kill him. I don't know who we're going to fight on this floor. I guess it's completely up in the air from a boss standpoint. And that's good. I like when that happens. Could even be the Fallen. Maybe we pick up a deal with the devil item. So, in our library. Oh, I have no keys! Oh, don't fuck with me like this. Well, the fortune teller can't pay out with keys unless you blow it up. So I will come back. Why don't we play it till we get down to 30 cents? Just to be like, okay, at least we gave it a shot at getting something. I mean, obviously, if I wanted to min-max, I would play the shit out of this because getting the extra spirit hearts and tarot cards could be amazing, but we didn't win anything there, and I'm going to blow it up, and hopefully we get a... Cool, thank God, okay. So this key is, like, as valuable or more valuable than a golden chest key once we get to the chest, so I do not mind using this at all. We find Rainbow Baby and the Halo. The Halo is all stats up, so I will take that. I might as well take it right away then. But I will reroll Rainbow Baby. And the reason I'll reroll Rainbow Baby is because we're going to have like 7 or 8 other reroll potentials here. And, well, maybe not 7 or 8. That's probably an exaggeration. But at least 3 or 4 other opportunities to get a reroll here. So I think that's a very smart idea to try to get a better payout than that. We also do have permanent Polaroid invincibility now, by the way. That should be pretty obvious. That is my best friend, which I'll pick up and put back down. It is probably one of the worst items in the game, in my opinion, because sometimes you can just accidentally kill yourself with it. There's probably an argument to be made for not picking up the Halo, but I think it's kind of a misguided argument. I'm not necessarily thrilled with the speed, tears, range upgrade that I got as kind of part and parcel with it, but, you know, additionally, picking up extra damage, extra health is awesome, and extra tears, aka rate of fire, so I think that's an item that I absolutely wanted to pick up. Now, we have another key. That is something that I will almost certainly save for the chest or another library, because at this point, I really don't want to just get in the habit of opening up golden chests, even though we did just get another key. I think it's important to save these for the late game, just in case we really, really need these to make a difference. Of course, the chests could contain golden keys, or they could contain golden keys, but they could also contain keys of their own, but I can't really bank on that. So, that's the unicorn horn. That's another item that we will essentially just pick up and put back down. I could probably make better use of the unicorn horn by going into that self-sacrifice room, but I'm not going to, and you can't make me. Now, I do want to get a D6 charged for the boss room, not just for rerolling whenever item gets dropped, but also for the potentiality of a deal with the devil. And since I have so much health, I could easily, you know, reroll into a mom's knife or something and totally pick it up. More keys? No, more bombs. That's cool too. We will need those when we fight Mom's Heart, although I expected it. Oh, why walk right into it, right? I expected the Mom's Heart fight will be pretty easy because we have mega poison bombs. And we are about to charge. Oh my god, I'm taking some seriously bad damage, and this could actually have an appreciable impact on my run as we get further on. There's so many golden chests here. There's 4 on the floor right now. But unless I... Thank god we got that one key from the fortune teller. Otherwise, would we have ever kickstarted? Yeah, I guess we still would have ended up getting the keys in all likelihood. That's an attack fly. I'm just doing the math. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I can get another D6 charge in this area. And maybe the other good part about going to all the rooms down here is we can maybe get more keys. And if we end up getting to 5 keys, that's where I start being comfortable opening golden chests. Because, obviously, we'll still have enough to open a golden chest and then be able to go to the next floor and eventually get to the chest and still open all the chests down there, which I have guaranteed items in them. What I want to avoid is, like, opening up a golden chest down here and, like, oh, it's a trinket. Oh, it's, like, red hearts. Like, that's totally plausible. And I could have totally gotten the tick there like an asshole, but thankfully it was burnt penny. And, you know, this is another good reason to come down to this room. We are going to get a spirit heart here, and hopefully I won't lose one. And now I'm doing the math again, and I'm like, okay, well, whatever it is here, we probably more or less have to take it. I think. Let's see. Lard. Yeah, well, this is why you get speed upgrades, right? It's not the best item to take there. Was it the best item in the rotation of, like, all of them that I had the option of taking? There's another golden chest. We might actually not have quite enough to get our D6 charge, but it's fairly unlikely. Was Lard the best of the rotation? Yeah, maybe I would have preferred Attack Fly. Maybe I would have preferred Rainbow Baby, but I can't complain too much about Lard. That's like 3 spirit hearts and a speed downgrade, but our speed's totally good enough and we can fly, so I don't even really notice the hit yet. Or I might never notice it at all, for that matter, but we'll see. I mean, we won't see, but at least we tore through another several items in the item room rotation, and hopefully we get down to the chest. That will mean that there's less bad items in the rotation, essentially. So I'm tempted to try to start like a chain reaction here where you open a golden chest and there's 5 keys in it, and all of a sudden we can open all the golden chests and get some great items, but I think that's unlikely, and I might end up shooting myself in the foot if I get to the chest without any keys. So now we'll definitely just go to this room. We're going to be fighting Skolex as our boss, which is basically more or less ideal. It's kind of a downside. I can't really seem to hit him reliably. There we go. I actually prefer, with this kind of weird assortment of items, that he pops up his head, or pops up his tail like that, because then he's much easier for me to hit. But if I can get more flies to get summoned... Okay, that was actually... I'm okay with that decision to use my orbitals to do some extra damage to him just to speed up the fight. I don't know if that'll save me any health over the course of this, but that's fine. He's dead. We did get a deal with the devil, and, you know, the crate's an okay item, I feel, to take. We'll definitely take the Pact, and I'm going to reroll this, and Guppy's Paw obviously doesn't do anything for us, except maybe making it more plausible for us to become Guppy. Tarot card is Judgment. Luck up. And we still have a Judgment card. Okay, we'll go down to the next floor. The Pact is definitely a good pickup. The other option was what? It was Rage. I think I can just bum rush the boss room here. I could possibly go to the secret room, but I kind of want to remove myself from the temptation of coming across Epic Fetus. Because if I take it without really thinking, that would be annoying. Because I think right now we're in a very... It's a good run, and it's also a run that's a lot of fun. Now, we could go to that arcade and try to earn some more keys, open golden chests as well. But what about that plan strikes you as something that I, as Northernlion, am likely to do? I'm a man who likes to accomplish things quickly and, you know, do things half-assed, as Homer Simpson said. Wait, I totally botched the quote. It's like, if you hate your job, you don't quit, you just go to it every day and do it half-assed. That's how I feel about this run in its present state. So I'm keeping this judgment, and I don't know why. I guess the hope is that maybe I'll get a Joker card and I'll be able to use the Judgment in the room with okay, the Emperor card is actually super good too. So maybe I'll use Judgment here, and then I'll have an Emperor card that I can use on the Cathedral, and then we'll just get straight down to the chest. But anyway, Shoop de Whoop is bad. It's a bad item in our current situation anyway. We'll re-roll it, and we get Dead Sea Scrolls, also like a pretty bad item in this situation. Please don't hate yourself with this. Oh, okay, that was kind of close. So we have Judgment. Why don't we get Judgment down here? And it's a regular Judgment, which is nice. And now I'm like, well, we'll get this Judgment to pay out. If he pays out with a shitty item, we'll just re-roll it then. And we are getting a lot of keys now that I can use to open golden chests. The game refuses to let me not gamble. Hardly seems fair, really. But, you know, I'm happy to accept more keys as long as this goes on. Maybe this is what I was saving Judgment for. We get double value out of our re-rolls if he pays out with something shitty. If he pays out with something good, I'll probably still do some... well, I'll pick up the bombs, but obviously I don't really want remote detonators. So, alright, game, you fucking got me. Let's go get some rerolls, and I'll open up this golden chest as well. Watch this be something rerollable too, and I'll be displeased. That's another key, actually. That's pretty awesome. So, let's come in through here, and you know, I don't want to spend an agonizing amount of time on this floor. Might as well pop this open. That's Pinky's eye. For a second, I looked at it, and I was like, Polyphemus. It was not Polyphemus, though. This is a tough room. I hate going to mob trap rooms this late in the game because you do end up facing bosses, usually at least. Luckily, as you can see, our damage is good enough that we can take them out fairly effectively, but we should be fighting 3, like, level 2 bosses, like caves, catacombs bosses. I'm not sure where Loki actually is. He seems like one of the rarer bosses to fight, single Loki. But he's also one of the... Oh, that was a very fast shot there. Still, I'm not too concerned about my health overall right now. Why don't we just drop a poison mega bomb in here? That is, like, our bombs are kind of our unsung heroes right now. I can do a staggering amount of damage with a single one of them because they are Mr. Mega and also poison as well. And we're going to be fighting Sloth, which is actually great because it means we could potentially get a tarot card. Maybe we get another Judgment card, and we are able to use that Judgment card to get a triple reroll on that room as if we were on the chest. We'll see, though. Tarot card is Wheel of Fortune, which at this point, well, but I should probably take the Emperor card, because if I take Wheel of Fortune, I could use it to get a free item in the... maybe it'll be fun to take Wheel of Fortune. Anyway, we're going to reroll these. X-ray goggles, Mom's pad. That means we're working up to another reroll, unfortunately. I'm not necessarily thrilled with this, but here we are. So I'm thinking, if you're wondering what my weird little kind of self-mumbling advice was there, if you take Wheel of Fortune as a card, obviously Wheel of Fortune gives you a slot machine if you're not familiar. If you take it down to the chest, it's guaranteed to pay out with an item. So what I could do, there's the second secret room here. What I could do is forgo that Emperor card, which is, for all intents and purposes, substantially better than the Wheel of Fortune card. But then I could use the Wheel of Fortune card on the same room that you get the 4 chests on in the chest. And as a result of that, I would be able to get 5 rerolls for the price of 1, which is, you know, mathematically a win for me. Hopefully, though, we are able to at least finish off this floor reasonably well. And the other thing is, like, with the map and the compass, the Emperor card loses a little bit of its value just because we can just basically walk wherever we want to go. So it's not like it's saving us 1,000 rooms. This is fine. I'm okay with both of these items. Demon Baby is cool. Odd Mushroom is a damage upgrade. So we're just going to fight Mom's Heart here, and, you know, we could have re-rolled a little bit more, but I like both of these items a lot. And, again, you know, whether or not to take the Emperor card is actually a legitimate decision. It's something that you could have arguments over, but mostly at this point, I'm just doing this in the interest of fun. And that Odd Mushroom is actually, it's, you know, there's always, like, one point in the run where you're like, okay, now I've finally got the damage I'm content with. And that's how I feel right now. The bombs have obviously been doing a lot of damage to Mom's Heart, but also my shots, including the flies, have been amazing. So we're going up to the chest. There is no library, which is actually kind of nice, honestly, so that I don't have to worry so much about maximizing my rerolls. Not that it's been bad, it's worked out really well for us so far. This is it's important to note we are Blue Baby right now. This is a pretty powerful run as Blue Baby. We're going to be able to get to the boss room very, very quickly. And keep in mind, we don't need to worry about rerolls at all on this floor, with the exception of the possibility of golden chests. Let's see what we get from our... we're going to get a tarot card here, presumably, and we'll see what it is. Temperance. You know, it's kind of wild for, like, one... I might as well try it, right? I can play the blood bank like 4 times or 3 times. Okay, was that worth it? Almost certainly not, but at least I gave it the old college try, right? Thought maybe it would pay out with the speed upgrade because I had 2 luck up to the pills, but whatever. We will open this, and we got a bomb out of it. Maybe valuable, who knows? Alright, so this is an important moment. It's going to be our fight against Isaac. I do have 2 orbitals, which provides me with a nice little bit of added defense. Additionally, permanent Polaroid invincibility and a sizable amount of damage. I don't expect this to be the easiest fight I have ever had against Isaac. But I also don't expect it to be too difficult. If I can get out of this with only taking 3 hits, I would consider myself pretty lucky. We'll go down to the chest. We'll be able to get 5 rerolls on a single room, over and over and over. And this is probably the best use I've gotten out of the D6 without actually having the Nun's Habit or anything really to make it charge more effectively and more quickly. Usually when this is not a breaking of Isaac run, so just keep in mind that I'm using kind of like an unfair nomenclature there. But usually when you try to break the game with the D6, it does involve you having one of or many of Nun's Habit 9-volt battery, because you want to get as many charges as possible, right? I'm not in that situation, so it's kind of surprising to me that I was able to make it work reasonably well. Now that we're in here, Wheel of Fortune, pop down right in the center. We'll blow it up. That gives us a skinny odd mushroom, which I'll probably take. 10 bombs I'm not interested in enough. PhD not interested in enough. None of these other things I'm really that interested in. But odd mushroom, totally cool with. Let's reroll everything else. We'll pick up Kamikaze so it can't show up again. We can't get the 10 bombs and then reroll the 10 bombs there, because that's a totally passive item. Skeleton Key, Dead Bird, Speed plus Range. We might, and Holy Water, which we obviously do not want. I might end up going with the Skeleton Key if we get some more golden chests, which we probably will, but at the same time, I'm kind of okay with getting rid of the Skeleton Key as well. We'll see anyway. The ability to get like an extra reroll is just too tempting. I understand that there was a second secret room there, and I am none too concerned about it. Oh, I got hit there, which is really kind of silly of me in this situation, but... Oh, I definitely should have killed Temperance last, or not Temperance, Sloth last, just in case I was able to get another card that maybe could allow me to get another reroll on that room. You never know. It's definitely a possibility. I think killing Gluttony last here makes sense, but it's unlikely to happen because I already focused him a little too much. Maybe, though. Oh. Okay, and we will be able to probably get some Spirit Hearts out of this then. Just Red Hearts. Okay, so we'll come back here, and I could definitely beat the game, but I also, at the same time, want to kind of re-roll as much as possible just to have some fun with it. Okay, Polyphemus, big winner there. We'll pick up the Game Kid, and we'll pick up the Spider Butt. And thankfully, I picked up all those rate of fire increases. So again, I guess we should kill Gluttony last for the potential of getting Spirit Hearts. I could potentially fuck myself on this run. I want to like hedge my bets and just be like, can we just count this as a win? Because I'm pretty sure I already won. But just in case we lose. But that's the pussy way out, and I'm not going to do that. We are going to, you know, continue to have fun with this one and lay it on the line as the song goes. You know, I'm not going to sing it for you, but you can probably imagine how that would go. One of these guys is going to die soon, and we'll tell you who after this break. I would still obviously welcome a mom's knife. There's a lot of items in the game actually that I would still be totally okay with getting. You know, there's a lot of items in Isaac in general. Well, now I'm like, well, maybe we should have gotten Skeleton Key, right, fucker? Oh well. By the way, yes, foreseeing the comments, there is a Steam sale that I didn't pick up. That's in case we get, like, all of the items that we currently are re-rolling, in case all of those turn out amazing. Then we'll go back. I'll just take Sacrificial Dagger. That's a nice orbital, extra defense and offense, especially with permanent Polaroid invincibility. But if all of these ones eventually pay out with something good, then I'll go back there and get that. Guardian Angel, and I don't like any of these quite enough is the problem. And again, well, we didn't even have a chance to kill Gluttony last there, really. He died in like 2 hits. Okay. And we'll fight Greed, and I think we are getting Spirit Hearts as fast as we're losing them. Now I really wish I took Skeleton Key, or I had the D20, but... we should kill Sloth last. That'll give us a tarot card. That tarot card could be another potential reroll target for us. And I feel like I'm back on form, which feels good. It's been actually, it's been a pretty good streak. It's actually Bob's Rotten Head here, but it's unfortunate. We'll just get this out of here. One room away from getting another charge, and, you know, I know there's another few possible rooms that I could get an extra charge out of, but at this point, I'm kind of like, you know, we're squeezing the toothpaste tube pretty dry here. Why don't we just focus on good dental hygiene and finish this run off? This is a Tears downgrade, which I probably won't take, so... maybe we'll get one more after this, just because we have to go to our boss room anyway, so for one more room, we could easily make this happen. None of these are active. Sister Maggie is the one I would probably be most like... Oh, shit. Okay, did I pick up all those pennies that were on the ground? There's a couple more. And I got a couple keys out of that, actually. Weirdly enough, will allow me to open one of these golden chests. There's actually more golden chests available, too. And that is... oh, fuck me. Okay. Yes, let's do this. But I would love to get more keys first. Again, I totally should have taken the skeleton key. How do I want to do this? I want to get one last reroll. And the reason I want to get one last reroll is to possibly, without any more keys, this is kind of a stupid idea, but still. I want to get one last reroll to see if I can get all of those items. Then we'll forget me now, and we'll open up another, I guess I should get Gluttony last here again. We'll get another 4 chests, and on those 4 chests, presumably we'll get some more items, even if we're only able to open one at a time. This is a weird endgame run here. Is this what you wanted from me? Probably. You could actually, if we wanted to be hilarious, we could fight Isaac and then fight him again, but I don't have or fight Blue Baby and then fight him again, I should say. But I don't quite have enough confidence in this run in doing that, even though it's probably something that would work out for us. We got another Spirit Heart there. Anyway, let's get silly. So we'll re-roll these last 3 items again for the last time. And we'll pick up, yeah, I mean, we might as well pick up all of them at this point, right? Because we're leaving the floor anyway, as long as they're passive. Tough Love combined with Luckfoot, does Luckfoot not actually give you a luck upgrade? I think people have been yelling at me for that. But we also got a damage upgrade and a speed upgrade. We'll take the Forget Me Now down to the next floor, or this same floor again. Start popping open items. It's the tarot cards. We need more keys. Magician is not good for us. This is now a Tears Up pill. Maybe Luckfoot gives that to us. And let's keep this going. Obviously, you know, every tier that hits an enemy is going to do just a silly amount of damage. So I think we continue to improve our run in kind of somewhat unconventional ways here. And wait, whoa, this is bad. Why am I... oh, you know what? I don't have the D6 anymore. I just realized because I had to take the Forget Me Now down to the next floor. So, unfortunately, this might be where kind of the dream ends. I was like, we need to get our D6 charge and then go back there, re-roll the tarot card, blah, blah, blah. But, instead, we're probably just going to have to, more or less make it to the boss room. So, sorry, guys. Party's over. It was fun while it lasted, but unfortunately, the Forget Me Now makes you lose your D6. Those 2 items should not be able to... I guess I could use Spider Mod or something and then give myself, another D6, but, you know, let's just stick with the actual vanilla mechanics of the game, and we'll finish this off. This has been a whole lot of fun, and anytime I'm able to have, like, 2 consecutive Blue Baby runs that succeed, and succeed in such wildly different, but, you know, equally fun ways, I'm very pleased with it, so I'm having a good time with that. I'm really happy that we got the D6. That's something, obviously, you can't really rely on getting on the regular, but our damage is so good for not having many traditional damage upgrades, except for, like, the Pact, I guess. And that's going to do it. We're even still going to have Spirit Hearts off the screen. Easy win. As always, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode as much as I did. I enjoyed it a lot. No pressure. If you did enjoy it, make sure to click that like button. It does help me out a great deal. As always, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more Isaac, and leave a comment letting me know what you liked or did not like about the video. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.